Gwen has reached the point in her reaction videos where she is now at the season 17 one-on-one tell-alls. And she said what we all have been thinking.
Where are the hard-hitting questions? None of this is, exciting.
Where are the hard-hitting questions? None of this is exciting. Yes, Gwen, you tell them. From Gwen's lips to the power at B at TLC's ears, hopefully. Personally, I don't necessarily mind Suki as a host. I mean, it doesn't seem that she's terribly invested in the show, and I'm not sure how much of the show she actually watches before she embarks on these interviews. But my real beef is with this one-on-one format. This format of interviewing all of the adults separately about the same topics is obnoxious for viewers, and I'm sure that it's annoying for Suki as well. She essentially has to have 5 repeat conversations, and that type of format alone just does not lend itself to any kind of in-depth conversation. Everyone is grown-ups here. I'm sure that we can all sit down together. You guys all came together for Logan's wedding. Sit down for a couple hours and answer some questions about the season we just watched. This is a show that the family signed up for. I don't feel like Kody should just be allowed to flat out refuse to answer questions. Anyways, Gwen actually addressed the comment that her dad made about fearing nothing but poverty. And I thought that what she had to say was actually really thought-provoking, and I wanted to discuss it in this video, so let's get into it. Hello everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. As I have said in previous videos, I have been living for Gwen getting progressively sassier during her commentary in these reaction videos that she's uploading to her YouTube channel. I love it. And this time she called out TLC. None of these questions are exciting. Exactly. I hope that someone at TLC watches this video and receives that feedback. They have done seasons before where they haven't done tell-alls at all. And don't get me wrong, I love a tell-all to wrap up a season of a reality TV show. But since they've switched to doing this one-on-one format since season 16, I just think that this is a huge waste of time. In the season 17 one-on-one tell-alls, a good chunk was dedicated to this fictitious notion that Kody may or may not have had to possibly reconcile with Mary. That was not part of season 17 at all, and nobody was buying that that was actually something Kody considered. Then Kody flat out refused to answer questions about Robin. And things that happened during season 17 that viewers would have loved to seen addressed, like Gabe breaking down in his interview over his dad forgetting his birthday, that wasn't touched on at all. This is one of the reasons why I'm really enjoying the fact that some of the Brown kids have decided to take to various social media platforms and give their perspective on what is happening throughout the show. At least we are getting some family reaction to this season. Of course, the one thing that absolutely breaks my heart is watching the kids watching Kody talk crap about their mom, namely Christine, because it's Christine's kids so far that have spoken out. And then after watching their dad talk so much crap about their mom, they then see him acting out this obvious preferential treatment for Robin and her kids. They knew it was happening, but they never really had to watch it, and now they're watching it. So it's heartbreaking. Not only did Gabe get emotional in his couch interviews during the season over his dad not acknowledging his birthday, but we have seen Gwen get emotional in her reaction videos. It's just really heartbreaking to watch these kids have their hearts broken by their dad time and time again. I will say I am really fascinated to see how the show evolves now that Kody is down to just one wife. I'm wondering if more of the kids will choose to participate in filming now that it's going to be more centered on their mom's life after Sister Wives. One of the statements that Kody made during these 3 episodes of the season 17 one-on-one tell-all, I'm not sure which episode it was, but it was that he doesn't fear anything but poverty. It made me roll my eyes so hard. Well, turns out this actually stuck out to Gwen too. Let's watch what she had to say about it.
There was one point, however, when he was like, I'm most scared of poverty. Okay, not surprising. But like when you think about it, it's weird. Like, that's my father. He has 18 children. He had 4 wives. And his biggest fear is poverty. Like, that's wild. I feel like I'd be fine with poverty because like that's how I grew up for the first 8 years. So not technically grew up, but like I've been in that. And I feel like he should probably be fine with poverty because he's been through that. But the fact that he's afraid of what he's already been through and something that he's so familiar with, I don't know. I didn't love it. It hurt my feelings a little bit. I was like, you're not afraid that your children are going to die and abandon you and stuff. Because, yikes. And it makes me think, like, once I'm, like, the successful psychiatrist lady, hearing that from him is like, would he want to be back in my life for more than just if I became successful with money? Or would he want to be back in my life for me? Hurts my feelings a little bit.
She starts off by saying it's not surprising that her dad fears poverty, but if you really think about it, it's weird. For starters, Gwen says that up until she was 8 years old, they pretty much lived in poverty. So this isn't some abstract concept for Kody. He has actually lived this before. She goes on to say, that's my father. He has 18 kids and he had 4 wives. And his biggest fear is poverty. She feels like Kody should be relatively okay with poverty since he has experienced it before. I'll just add a little personal experience of my own. I lived through the Northridge earthquake in 1994. I was 6 years old. I, to this day, do not do well with earthquakes. They make me extremely skittish, no matter how big or how small they are. I am very glad that living here in Florida, earthquakes are not a concern. Of course, there are other concerns living here in Florida, but earthquakes, not one of them. And for that, I am grateful. So I don't necessarily fault Kody for fearing poverty, even though he's been through it, because some of our experiences that we go through, it leaves lasting trauma. But Gwen is 100% right here when she calls out the fact that he makes this big proclamation about only fearing poverty when he is a father to 18, a husband to 4, his family is in shambles. It's quite the middle finger of a statement to make given the circumstances. She says that this actually hurt her feelings, like you aren't concerned that something might happen to the other 22 members of your family. Your only concern is poverty. After becoming an adult, getting married, having kids, there is a shit ton that I find more terrifying now than earthquakes. Still don't love earthquakes, but it's not the thing that I fear the most. And then Gwen brings up a really excellent point. It makes her fearful that one day when she is more financially more well off than her father, let's speculate, if their relationship starts to improve, she fears that she's going to wonder if that is genuine or if Kody has an ulterior motive. I hadn't really thought about that, but that is an excellent concern that she brings up. Kody's kids are growing up and most of them are financially independent at this point. They are not looking towards Kody for any kind of financial support, and they haven't in a while. Gwen is posed to make quite a bit of money if she continues in her social media commentary endeavors, and she is wanting to go into the field of psychiatry, which will give her an excellent and stable career. And she would be providing much needed services to people. So kudos to you, Gwen. Let's say Gwen starts kicking back to her siblings or her mom. Will Kody then see this and start sniffing around for a handout? I really wouldn't put it past him. We know that Kody and Robyn have had no problems in the past taking from the other wives. I really don't think that they would have a problem whatsoever taking from Kody's kids, especially now that the money train from the other wives has stopped. The only kid that I could possibly see opening up their wallet to Kody might be Mykelti. And I super hope that Kody and Robyn do not stoop that low given the fact that she has 3 kids. But again, I really wouldn't put it past them. When poverty is your biggest fear, how far will you go to avoid it? Again, I just have to reiterate, it really is heartbreaking to watch Kody's kids watch the things that he says on the show. It just makes you want to give all of these kids the biggest hugs. At the same time, though, I do think that there is good in them seeing what he says and watching his behavior now that the ones who are speaking out are well into adulthood. At this point, I think that they're seeing a side of their dad they may not have seen before simply due to the fact that he hadn't been around, and their mothers did a really good job of trying to shield them from those negative aspects of Kody's personality. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at realiteasquad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.